First of all, thank you for everybody showing up. Obviously, we are in the middle of the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This sort of is the brainchild of Tim's son, Brian. We actually put on a little stunt here for Tony Stewart when he was retiring, and we built a fake dirt track and brought Brian and some other drivers in. And so to celebrate Tony's retirement, we said, let's bring Tony's passion of short track racing to the track he's most passionate about, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Susie Elliott and I, on the other hand, had already started thinking about, could we someday have a real permanent dirt track here? And we had a great night that night, and Brian had some great words of wisdom for us that kept us from racing that evening and really focusing on getting a racetrack built. And we had our first race out here in 2018. Again, in 2019, obviously last year with the weather, we weren't able to do it. So this year, August 18th and 19th, we're going to have the BC39 powered by NOS Energy drink again. That's on the Wednesday and Thursday following the Brickyard. But Jeff's in town for another special moment. Tonight there's a throwback Thursday Night Thunder event going on at Indianapolis Raceway Park with Midgets on the oval out there. And Jeff really helped develop and gain the popularity of Thursday Night Thunder, so having him back for that worked out well. Tim Clausen called us with a crazy idea. He said, what if we get Jeff to come back to the Speedway, the place where he's won 5 times in the Brickyard 400, and put him in a midget, a place where he won 12 races in his career. Brian won 38, so between Brian Clausen and Jeff Gordon, there are 50 USAC national wins in a midget. And maybe we could bring back an old friend, the 1990 midget car that Jeff won the USAC national champion in, and maybe was the way that really propelled him not just to a regional stage or even a national stage, but made him an international superstar. And Raleigh Helmling, who owned the car at the time, has kept the car. And Jeff and I were just talking how cool it is that the history of this car, one of the most iconic midgets in USAC national history, not just because Jeff Gordon drove, but because of the effort of Raleigh, local businessman who just loves short track racing. So having them together. Decided not to run your car because we didn't want to put it in the fence or do something silly.
Whoa, what are you trying to say?
Thanks, man. So Jeff hasn't been in a midget in 25 years or so.
At least. I immediately go to Doug and Raleigh, and I just think back of my career, how important Indiana was to me, getting the chance to drive this car right here for Raleigh. Of course, it started with a little bit earlier car, and we just immediately hit it off and had success. The thing tonight, the Thursday Night Thunder, I feel like that's really what launched my career. But what I always dreamed about was racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And while my career went down south for NASCAR, nothing made me happier than 1994 when I got a chance to come here and compete in the Brickyard 400. So I think of what Indianapolis Motor Speedway has meant to my life. I grew up just a massive fan of the Indy 500 and Rick Mears and AJ Foyt and those guys who are my heroes. But I've also had some of the most special moments as a driver here at this racetrack. Doug mentioned driving the race cars and winning 5 times, but we also did another really cool event that kind of reminds me of this, where we did the swap with Juan Pablo Montoya, where he drove my stock car and I drove the Formula 1 car. And so I'm equally as excited about this opportunity to get back. These cars have changed, by the way, good bit. More power, more grip, and this little bullring track. I'm super excited, a little nervous, I'll be honest too. So I can't thank, what you guys have all, Raleigh, what you meant to my career, Doug with the Speedway and the folks, your staff have meant to me over the years, as well as what you had to do to pull this together today. And then this guy right here, just the friendship. It's our families grew up together at the racetrack, and just to see us connect after all these years. This is something that we've never done before, but we've talked about it, and then to do it for a great cause, right? For Driven to Save Lives, organ donating, and the BC39, which has become one of the premier midget events, especially here in Indiana. So I hope I don't embarrass myself, and I don't plan to. So I'm going to take it at my own pace, and we'll see where it goes. But thank you guys for being here. And I want to say hi to my mom and dad too. This has been a great trip for them to join me on, who really got it all started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another 25 laps. We'll just like put the chili bowl.
That was so cool. It's amazing just how, I mean, yeah, steering's quick, you know, for me, not being used to that down the straightaway, sometimes not getting at the point. It's just amazing how reactive and just how you can almost put it wherever you want.
Did you
So
feel it
easy.
come back?
I mean, easy to drive from the standpoint of just points, shoots, hooks, you know, just the things you want to do. So fun.
Is it, I mean, did you get kind of that feel back a little bit from all those years ago?
Yeah, but, you know, I didn't have anything to lean on to really good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was fast.
All right.
So,
So we'll go ahead and get out. I'll see if they can put some more water
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Do you want to go more?
I would love to go a little more with the wetter track.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it.